Hey everyone, welcome to this section. In this lecture, we are going to talk about the file blocking profile, which is the next topic of your content ID inspection in your Palo Alto Firewall series. So when you talk about a file blocking profile, so let's say if the user from the inside zone, it is trying to send or it is trying to do some transfer of any malicious or sensitive or any unwanted files from its inside zone to outside zone, okay, or might be inside to the world of internet, then if it is detected by your Palo Alto firewall, so it will inspect the traffic and will enforce the policy that is based on the various file types and the direction of that particular traffic. And if it is found as some malicious or sensitive file type, or if it is unwanted file type, then the Palo Alto firewall can take multiple actions. One of them can be it is used to block the malware, or might be to enforce any compliance or reduce any security risk by not allowing those file types to be uploaded or downloaded. So basically you are discussing regarding the various file types that could be prevented in order for the user to either upload or to download. Could be an .exe file or could be a PDF file, etc. Okay, so if you look into the Palo Alto Firewall 1 GUI over here, and if you look into the policies, so we have an existing policy that allows the traffic from trust to untrust from this inside subnet, and you can see the different profiles we've attached so far. We've got a URL filtering policy, vulnerability protection profiles, anti-spyware profile, and an antivirus profile. So we need to add the next policy, or sorry, the next profile, which is the file blocking profile. So to do that, we will go to the objects tab, and under the security profile section, the next section is the file blocking. So when you select this, you see that by default we have a couple of predefined file blocking policies. One is basic file blocking, one is strict file blocking, and you can see the different file types that is supported in both of them. So let's say exe file, flash, MSI, right? You can see different encrypted file or encrypted RAR or zip, right? So and you can see the different directions, so whether it is from client to server or server to client, and you can see the different actions that it can take. So you can just select any of the default file type over here and clone it, and you can create your own policies, right? So over here you can say this is my file blocking profile. Okay, okay, so it says a block block all risky file types. Application could be any, you can do application specific filter as well, right? But let's say the application is any. The different file types that is supported over here, you can see as encrypted or .tar or exe files, DLL files, etc. So let's add a PDF file in this list. So let me add not the name, so let's say in the file type, let me add a PDF file in the list, both encrypted PDF and let's say normal PDF. All right, and so you can see here encrypted PDF and the PDFs are added. Okay, and the action, I can say it is block. All right, so you can just name that as block PDF files. Okay, and I believe exe is also added over here, so you can see that exe files is also added over here. Okay, let's say block PDF and exe files. Okay, and let's say I add exe also here, executable files. Okay, and click on uh, direction is both, and it is block. Okay, click on OK. So you can see that the block PDF and exe files, it is there, and yeah, it is going to work for both clear text and for the encrypted PDF versions, and you can see it is blocked. Now the action is blocked. So now what you can do is we can attach this particular profile to your security policy. So I can go to the internet access policy, click on actions, and inside file blocking I can select that, and I can select my file blocking profile over here, click on OK. Now before I do a commit, let's go ahead and test it. So let's say from this inside user, if I'm trying to download some files, that is happening. So just a second, let's log into the inside user. Okay, if I look for the IP address, looks good. Can I test the connectivity to the world of internet? It's happening. Okay, so let's open up Chrome. Just give it a sec. Okay, so there is some portal that you can test, let's say from the Palo Alto test portal itself. So you can do a test Palo Alto files. Basically I think it will be going to that wildfire section. You can see that is wildfire additional malware test files, right? So let's say I click on this, click on advanced, I click on proceed, right? So you can see that you've got a choice to download the PDF, right? So you can download the PDF right here. So the PDF file will be downloaded. So as you can see, the PDF file is getting downloaded, and also you can just when you scroll down, you can see that you have got this file. So if you have SSL decryption enabled on your Palo Alto firewall, you can just click on this APK link to download any sort of files, right, for analysis. So let us say I click on that, so I can see .apk files get downloaded. Okay, all right. So yeah, let's say I try downloading some exe files from separate version. Download test exe files, let's say from this URL. So I go to proceed. Okay, so it is type is exe over here, and you can see some exe files getting downloaded. All right. Okay, so that is before I apply that particular policy, right? Before I apply that. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a commit. So that I've attached that file blocking profile. So let's do a commit for all the changes made by this administrator. So let's wait for the commit process to complete, and then we'll do the testing. Okay, so let's let it happen in the backend. So in the meantime, let's go ahead and write down some key points regarding this file blocking profile. Okay, so the topic is file blocking profile in Palo Alto. So as I've told you, it is used as a security measure. security measure that helps prevent the transfer of any malicious, sensitive or unwanted files by inspecting traffic and enforcing policies based on file types and direction. It is commonly used to block malwares, enforce compliance, and reduce security risks. Okay, so regarding the functionality piece, so what are the different functionality it has? So it can go ahead and scan, it can go ahead and scan files that is traversing the firewall in various protocols like HTTP, HTTPS, FTP, SMB, SMTP, etc. Next topic could be it can block or alert on specific file types based on security policies, and the most important thing is it can prevent sensitive data leaks and malware infections. Okay, and what are the different actions that we have? So we can say file blocking actions. So we can take multiple actions. So one is alert, where the logs of that particular traffic will be kept, so the event will be logged, but it will allow the file. Next section could be block, where completely blocks the file transfer. Next action could be continue, where it will prompt the user to confirm the file download or upload. And next is forward, so which means that the user can send the file to Wildfire, or Palo Alto can send the file to the Wildfire for further analysis. Okay, so in forward what happens is send the files to Wildfire for further analysis. Okay, alright, so I have shown you the configuration steps as well in the lab, so I hope it is clear. And last but not the least, I can talk about the use cases. So first thing first is used to prevent any malwares. That means blocking any executable files from any untrusted sources, which can prevent from any malwares. It is a good use case for data loss prevention, or we can say DLP. That means it can restrict the document uploads via any email or web, so which can leak some corporate sensitive data. And also it is good for compliance enforcement. Okay, which means that it will block unauthorized file types in any corporate environment. Yeah. So I hope these points are clear to you. So let's go ahead and do the testing. So let's go to your PA Firewall 1, where it is already committed. If I look for the task section, I can see the commit has been completed. So if I go to that particular user now, and if I try to open up a new session, so wait for that. So let's say I do a test Palo Alto files, so I go to that wildfire one where I can download the PDF from here, and you can see it has failed to load the PDF document, so it has been matched against that, my file blocking policy. And likewise, if I want to do some download for that exe file, sample exe files download, it should be getting blocked. Probably it is the from the previous cache it is taking, but anyway, it should be getting blocked. So let's go to the Palo Alto firewall and look for the monitor section over here and look for the traffic section under the logs. So you can see that the traffic from trust to untrust, it's going. Look for the threats, and if I just refresh the page, look for data filtering threats, probably it is taking a bit of time, so it will be appearing here. Okay, yep. So you can see that the files are getting blocked. I mean, the PDF file got blocked, and the exe files also should get blocked. Probably I should refresh the cache and just test it once. All right, so I hope it is clear regarding the concept of file blocking. I will see you in the next lecture with the next topic. Thank you for watching.